trials in life that are more than I can bear, and there are heartaches beyond compare. Without trials.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our panel of discussion here in Ongwediva Seventh-day Adventist Church. My name is Blessy, and I'll be the moderator. This panel of discussion will be discussing on the journey of life and many more other discussions that have to do with the encounter of our personal lives with Christ, on how the brothers and sisters have met Jesus and how they have given their lives to Christ. Not only that, we'll also be having many other discussions such as the quarterly lessons, Bible studies, youth discussions. We'll be having all of these topics here on this panel of discussion in Ongwediva Seventh-day Adventist Church. And we are also extending the invitation, because this panel of discussion is not just for the Ongwediva church members, not only for the Oshakati district church members, but we are extending this invitation even to Ondangwa district and to other neighboring districts at this northern part of the region, this northern part of the country, Namibia. So everyone will be welcomed to come here on our panel of discussion and have a discussion with us and share with us their life story and their experiences of life, the miracles and the wonderful things that the Lord has done in their lives. But as for today is day one, and it's gonna be a special one because we are going to talk about the journey of life and on how my brother that is here with me had an encounter with Jesus Christ. Today, this afternoon, I am with my brother. I will say he's my brother, and he's my elder as well, Brother Aaron Chikuni. Brother Aaron, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, brother.
It is good to have you.
Thank you.
And it is really a great privilege to be here.
Indeed.
Now, let me start by asking, who is Aaron Chikuni?
Thank you, Brother Blessy. Thank you very much. Aaron Chikuni is a man who was born in the eastern part of Zimbabwe, in the city called Mutare. I know some of you viewers may know that place. And I grew up in the small farm by the name Chipinge. That's where I grew up, and that's where I found Jesus, and that's where I did my primary, my secondary, and the primary and secondary. That's where I did that part of my education. Then I traveled. I went to another city called Mashingo. That's where I did my college. Then from there, that's when I was already an Adventist by then.
Okay.
That's when I came to Namibia.
Okay. It is. I can see that my elder really spent some good time at home, because seeing that you've grown up there and you've done your studies as a secondary and primary, it is very good.
Yes.
You already touched the Adventist, so I was just about to ask, were you born an Adventist?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Brother Blessy, I was not born an Adventist.
Okay.
since I said that I grew up, I was born in a city called Mutare.
Yes, yes.
In that city, the dominant church or the dominant faith there is called United Methodist Church.
Okay.
So, in short, we were going to a faith or to a church which is called Methodist. So what then happened is that when I was going to Methodist Church, in fact, Methodist Church, it is our family church.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, it is our family church.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to see that almost everyone who bears the surname Chikuni, they go to Methodist Church, and even my parents are still going to Methodist Church.
Okay.
Now, what happened is that since my primary stage,
Yes.
I had that passion. You know, I had that feeling that I need the higher power. Yes, I had that passion that I need to follow God. So I remember very well my mother and my siblings, we used to go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember all Sundays were very powerful for me.
Okay.
We used to go to church every Sunday, and when we used to go to church every Sunday, that was my primary stage. Then secondary, we used to go. I was no longer staying with my parents now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was now staying in boarding school.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll actually talk about that later.
Okay.
About my experience at the boarding school.
Yes, yes.
But that's where I stayed in the boarding school, and when I stayed there, when I was about to finish my ordinary level,
Yeah.
that's when I was introduced to the faith
Okay.
of Adventism.
Okay.
Yes, and when I got introduced to the faith of Adventism, I did not choose to be an Adventist. Yeah, I did not choose to be an Adventist. I remained in the faith that I thought was the best for me. Yeah, so in short, that is what happened. Then after some years, when I was still at high school,
Yes.
yeah, it's now at A level, that's when I found Christ.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So going a little bit backwards, back home, with parents, we know very well it is like a must. Being at home, it is a must that every Sunday one must attend church.
Yes.
With parents,
Yeah.
as long as you are under their roof, was it a must? Was it a must for you to attend church every Sunday, or it was, something that already you got used to when growing up?
You see, it was not really a must
Okay.
to go to church on a Sunday, because my parents would believe that yes, we can go to church only if we don't have work at home.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
so it was like if we are not that busy, we can then go to what to church.
Okay.
However, the feeling, that love for God,
Yes.
you know, I just want to share with you one of my experience one day. I remember my sister Nessa Tutsirai. One day she was ironing her clothes, and I just decided to ask her a question, and I asked her this question. Now I feel like during holidays we need to travel.
Yeah.
So where I was proposing that we can go, it was a long distance, and she told me that no, we'll go with a bus. And when she told me that we are going, we will go with a bus, and I thought of traveling a long distance as what she said. Now, the thing that came to my mind was that being cruel to the bus. How can all of us get into the bus? And because of that, we will go, in fact, at the end of the day, we will burn in hell for being cruel to the bus.
Okay.
You know, I was very young by then.
Yeah.
So I grew up thinking that you have to do the right thing. I didn't know a lot of verses per se, but I used to think that I have to do something right. I must not be cruel to people. I must respect people to the extent that even objects like buses, I have to respect them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I know that's good. That's good. So when did Brother Aaron, when were you converted, and how did it happen?
Okay. Thank you very much, Brother.
Because
Blessy.
there is a point where one met Jesus, or at a certain point that one said, yes, I think now I think I have to follow this path. So when did that happen with Brother Aaron?
Okay, so I will go back to my boarding life.
Yes.
My boarding life was not that easy.
Okay.
In fact, I grew up in a place where we used to pluck tea. So you remember I said that I grew up in a farm.
Yes.
So we used to pluck tea. So it was a farm which was owned by white people.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, it was in fact, that place, it is a place where it always rains. Yeah. So you would discover that, especially in summer, it rains heavily.
Okay.
So I remember my 3 years there. It used to rain. I just wake up, it is raining. I would wear up my torn and tattered clothes, because when you are going to the field to pluck tea, it's not easy. It is like you will be working in the bush. Okay. So you don't go with the nice clothing.
Nice clothes, yeah.
Yeah, so you need to go in the farm like that. And I remember I'm trying to imagine my frail body, my small body getting into the bush. And I even remember my work number.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to work in the field there. 6 a.m. in the morning, I'm already in the field, and we knock off around 5.
Yes.
So, and we were staying in the dormitories, and it was really tough time. Yeah, it was really, really tough time. So that is what we used to do. We used to pluck tea. And the reason we were doing that, it was because there was no way my parents could finance my studies. You know, my father had just lost his job by then. Okay. So I told my mother that, no, don't worry, for the school fees, I will need to do what we call work and learn. Okay. So I had to work about 5 hours of the day, then the other 5 or 6 hours I'll be in class. Yes. So that was my life every day. Now, when I was there in the boarding, I had a sister by the name Sarusai. I had a sister again, I forgot the other one, her name. We were close friends because we used to go to the same church.
Okay. The Methodist church.
The Methodist church.
Okay.
We were very close. You know when you remember I told you that the life there was really tough.
Yes.
So we were, when you are experiencing hardships at the same time, you go to the same church, you become what? One.
Yes,
that was the situation. So this is what happened. Now, they were ahead of me, so they finished first, then they went to other cities, then they left me in the boarding school. Okay. Now, when they left me, in my ordinary level, the last level of my ordinary level, the last year, what happened is that I had a friend by the name Danai.
Okay.
Yeah, now he's late. Yeah, now he's late. He was my very, very close friend.
Okay.
You know what he told me? There was a crusade for Seventh-day Adventists.
Yeah.
So there was one of our classmates who invited him so that let us go to that crusade.
Yeah.
And him, being his friend, he came to me and said that, my friend,
Yeah.
let's go there.
Let's go together.
Now,
Okay.
we went, but what made us to go, it was not because we really wanted to know more about Christ, but it was because we were approaching exams.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. Yes,
so
I
because
understand. I understand.
you know that feeling that you need God.
Yes.
You really need
To
the
do well,
blessing
to do
of
well
God.
with the exams.
Yes. So we were
Yes.
really afraid, and he said, "Let's go."
Okay.
And because of that, in fact, he actually said it jokingly that my guy, that's how we can pass. Let's go.
Okay.
He said, I know it's fine. We went. And hey, that was my first time when we went there. That was my first time to see someone preaching from their head.
Okay.
The verses were just like flowing, and I would just read the Bible.
And you were following within your Bible.
And I asked, does this church really exist, or what is happening?
Yeah.
So where he was preaching, it was close to another church called Sayoja,
Okay.
Forward in Faith. I remember the preacher then, as an appeal, he said that everyone, even from our friends at Sayoja, if you think that what I'm saying here is not true, come and challenge me here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Ish, that was powerful.
So for me, I was so surprised to hear such. You know, so I went there about 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
But I
So
was not
you-
baptized.
So you came.
Yes,
After that day, you decided that okay, let me go
yes,
again.
I went for about 4 or 5 days.
Okay, that's good.
And but you know what? I was really I was somehow convinced,
Okay.
but I didn't know what to do. I knew that I was still in the hands of my parents, and my parents had a certain type of faith.
Yes. It's different from
Yes.
the one that you are just attending.
So fast forward, I then went to another place, but still in the same district, Chipinge. Then this place is called Mafumi. So that's why I did my advanced level.
Okay.
You see, my brother,
Yes, God.
when I was there, I want to be honest with you. Being young, being youthful, I was not a saint.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's something that I used to like, music. By then, if you know the likes of Sean Paul, if you've ever heard about the names of Sean Paul,
yes.
Rihanna, Beyonce, especially Akon.
Okay, that one.
I
It's the
remember-
favorite of many, that one. Especially back in the days. Okay.
We used to, in fact, people used to nickname me Sean Paul.
Okay.
By then.
Okay, that's powerful. That
To the
was
extent,
powerful.
you know, I really want to say God is merciful. You know, I always think that if it was not because of God, like right now, I think I would be somewhere there in the bush there. But I used to like this. I remember I would not sleep peacefully without listening to these musicians. I remember there was a time when I'm getting into a classroom, and when people are seeing me, you know, they were just young. Then they would start to shout some Sean Paul's chants, you know, and so forth. And I feel like, yeah. So, fast forward, there was a time when we were sitting outside with our desk, reading our books, and a certain elder came. He was the groundsman, the cleaner of that school. And he's now late.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm still in contact with his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, I know her. So that elder came to me, came to others who were sitting there reading,
together.
and he said, he started to say that, can I talk to you about God? And I remember the way I disrespected him. It was like I chased him.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally chased him because I thought that doing my advanced level was better than listening.
Then listening to
You know, life sometimes you ask yourself, what was I thinking? So this is what happened. I chased the elder. I chased him because I thought what he was saying it was. But when I chased him, he was an elder.
Yes.
Even in our African culture, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
But I did not say get away, but I said something which was not really proper.
That made him to leave.
But one thing that I still remember, Brother Blessy, that I had a feeling that I think what I had done is not really good. Yeah, I had a feeling.
Without being told.
Yes. Now to cut the story short, remember I told you that we were very young,
Yes.
youthful, energetic. I had a friend by the name Mto, is in South Africa right now.
Okay.
The other one by the name, the other one who was my closest was Ronald.
Okay.
And the other one, again, a friend who was Tendai, was a very powerful staunch of Pentecostalism.
Okay.
And the other one, Spencer, was an Adventist. So it was a group of 4 or 5. So what happened is that we used to have a Bible discussion.
Okay.
But the Bible discussion was not like sitting here and we discuss. It was like, your church is stupid,
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
understand this.
Yeah.
But when we were debating, when we were scolding each other like that, I was learning.
Okay.
Yeah, I was learning.
Within the.
With that informal setup.
Yes.
Hey, you are stupid. You are what, like this.
Church is not right.
Yeah, your church is not right.
Yeah.
Your church is beating people.
Yeah.
Your church,
It
sometimes
happens.
we're
It
just
happens even
accusing.
nowadays. Yes.
You see. But because we were friends, we were not, catching feelings.
Yes.
But we will see that from there we're still eating together during lunch.
The friendship is still there.
You see. Now, since this friend of mine, Ronald, was a watchtower, he realized that there's something with this guy. And he started to invite me to his church.
Okay.
And I used to go with his family.
Okay.
Now, when I used to go with his family would really receive me with open hands.
Okay.
And they would allow me to give some contributions in church when they are discussing, and I felt so connected.
Made you feel welcome.
Yeah. And you know what? When all this was happening, I decided I have to be a member of Watchtower or Jehovah's Witness. Okay. But before I fully decided, remember I had also a friend who was going to Fire.
Yes.
Which is Sayoja.
Okay.
So I used to go with the. In fact, I did not go with him, but later I started to go to those churches.
Okay.
I remember the son who is now late, the son of the founder of the church. You know, those are the people who have millions of followers.
Okay.
I used to go there, and the emphasis of their gospel is miracles.
Yeah.
So I used to follow that.
Miracles and
And I was wondering, I tried, Brother Blessy, to speak in tongues, but I failed. I really wanted to do that.
Okay.
I even wanted to I used to watch it on TV, those things, the cast out demon. I wanted to do that.
Yes.
But I failed. Yeah. So to cut the story short, I then went to Watchtower. Now, when I was a member of Watchtower, here is a friend of mine,
Yes.
Spencer. Now, Spencer, he is in South Africa. We sometimes joke about this.
Okay.
So Spencer now told me this. He used to quote scriptures. You know, when people were fighting, hey, it is fast forward.
Yes.
There was a youth group of prayer, 2 weeks crusade, in fact.
Okay.
And that's when these youths saw me and my friend Thomas Maron, and they invited us to church. To tell you the truth, we were so pompous. You know, we were so much of ourselves.
Okay.
Because, you know, we used to think that, because we're doing advanced level, you see, we used to carry big books.
Okay.
So that so I remember when they used to invite us to go with the big books to be seen, just to be seen in church.
Yeah.
You know, because we're going for crusades, so we're going, you know, during the week. So I remember when I used to go, I used to see that, in fact, I was not really following what was said.
Yeah.
But I remember what I heard the preacher saying.
Yes.
I started to compare with my Methodist belief.
Yeah.
And also the belief of the Watchtower.
Yeah.
And
you were invited by the friend.
Yes, I started to think that to be told what to eat and not to eat, you see, to be told about the Sabbath. At the back of my mind, I thought the Seventh-day Adventists it's all about the Old Testament. They don't believe in the what? In the New Testament. Now, they then asked me and my friend Thomas,
Yes.
when are you coming on Sabbath? I think it was on Thursday or Friday. Are you coming on a Sabbath? That day it was the baptism. And I said, I know we will come. But with Thomas, we told ourselves that we will not go.
Okay.
So we didn't want to go. But we had this mind that no, but I think this might be the truth. So to cut the story short, on a Saturday when we were supposed to be baptized, we were overheard by a certain girl who was actually the thing she was the relative, the owner of the house where we were renting.
Okay.
Yeah. She overheard us discussing that we will not go.
Sure.
So we decided to back very fast, then we ran away because we knew that these guys will come and look for us and take us for baptism.
Yes.
When she overheard us, she quickly ran
And told the other
tell the guys.
Okay.
And the guys came while we were
Earlier,
back. And they said, no,
Okay.
don't worry, just take your time.
Yeah, we'll wait for you.
We'll wait for you. And I said, oh my God. And we said, there's nothing that we can do.
Yeah.
Then we went. My brother, to tell you the truth, there's nothing that happened on the pulpit that really, really made me to choose Christ. There was nothing.
Okay.
But it was now during the time for lunch.
Yeah.
And we were sitting, we were students. We were actually, high school learners. So the time of food was very important for us.
Yeah.
So we were sitting there and I asked this question. When I asked at the back of my mind, have you ever seen a child when they're asking a parent, they ask in a bragging manner, thinking that the parent cannot answer that question?
Yes.
So I asked her that, if you can show me one verse that shows that Christ kept the Sabbath, if you can do that, then I will be an Adventist. And with my friend, we were like, they will not find. They will not find.
Okay.
Now, the guys did not quickly open the Bible. They started asking, if you find it, will you be baptized? And I said, yes.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I want to hear. Then he opened Luke chapter 4, verse 16. And a lot more verses in the New Testament. Oh, you see, Jesus did this. So Jesus would not do this for the sake of the world to see. He was part of it. From there, I remember I even stopped eating.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I stopped eating because I realized that there's something. And that's when they took us for baptism.
In the same day.
that same day.
And the whole energy,
And
that you asked the question with.
There was nothing, but I knew that my parents were not taking me. So I got baptized in 4 October 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 October 2008.
Okay, so Brother Aaron have been in the faith for quite some time.
Quite
now.
some time, yes.
It's long.
Though we were falling and also
It's a journey. It's a life journey,
Exactly.
especially this Christian journey.
Yes.
It is not easy.
Now, to cut the story short, you are going to see that when I got baptized, when I finished my advanced level, I went home.
Yes.
I told my parents. That's when I understood Matthew chapter 10. I'm going to read Matthew chapter 10,
Okay.
verse 33. I understood that verse of what happened there. Matthew chapter 10, verse 33, it reads as follows. But whoever denies me before men, him I also deny him before my Father who is in heaven. Now, verse 34, which is very important. Do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against a mother, and a daughter-in-law against a mother-in-law. And a man's enemies will be those in his own household. I remember my father was furious
When he heard that you were
when
baptized.
he actually wanted to beat me. Then I ran away. My mother cried. Yeah, she really cried profusely. And that time I was chased from home.
Okay.
I left home. So it was because of faith. Then later, my parents decided to talk about me. I was returned home, and they told me that you will not go back. In fact, when I got baptized, they told me that you will not go to that church. You will stay here, you will not go back to that church. And I told the leaders in the church where I used to go Methodist. By that time, I was far from my watchtower friends.
Okay.
For them, because I had to go to Methodist because that's where my parents used to go.
Yes.
So I told them that give me the opportunity to preach. And when they asked me to preach, I remember I preached a very simple sermon,
Okay.
according to me. And I remember the church leaders came to approach me and said that, are you doing divinity? Are you going for a Bible school? Because we've never had such things. I did not attack anyone, but they felt that this is the truth. And to cut the story short, you remember I told you that in my boarding school, I had a very close friend of mine who was Sarzai, and the other one I forgot. We used to be at the same boarding school, plugging it together. So I changed. I went to another city called Mtare.
Okay.
During that service, in fact, I went to church on that Sabbath. During that service, I did not worship God in terms of following what the preacher was saying. As the preacher was preaching there, I found myself sitting close to Sarzai.
Okay.
And during that sermon, we couldn't wait for the sermon to end. We started to talk about our lives as being Methodist. And we were starting asking ourselves, what are you doing in Seventh-day Adventist? It was really a shock. That's how we became Adventist. So with my friends, when we were Methodist, we parted ways for about 3-4 years.
Okay.
Then from there, after 3-4 years, we found ourselves we are now in the same church.
Okay.
Yes. To cut the story short, that's how I became an Adventist.
I know, it's very powerful.
Yes.
It's very powerful seeing this life journey of reaching to this point of meeting Christ. It is not an easy journey.
Yes.
Listening to you, I even wish that we could have the whole day just to listen to your story.
That's why I'm cutting a lot.
I can tell there is really a lot. It's really a long story to tell, and it's good because it is from such testimonies that even those who do not yet have an encounter with Christ, they learn something.
Exactly.
They find, they get the desire and the interest of wanting to know more about Christ.
Exactly.
It is really wonderful. But there is one thing, in church, even in church, we still have many fellow members who are still in this journey. They are already Adventists, but they are still in this journey because many did not yet have an encounter with Christ. Now, I want to ask my brother Aaron, what is the difference between a churchgoer, and someone who is a missionary? Yeah, because like they say, we are in church. It's like harvesting everything together. And at the end of the day, you have to separate the wheat and the tares. Yes, but now I want to ask, what is the difference between a churchgoer and a missionary, a true missionary of Christ?
You see, my brother, that question is very important. For you to experience the power, for you to experience the power of Christ, you don't need to be a churchgoer. In fact, a churchgoer, Judas was a churchgoer.
Okay.
Judas performed a lot of miracles. Judas did a lot, but was not converted. The only way is to be prayerful. The only way is to work. Most of us, because of our busy schedules, we no longer have time for Christ. This world is made you to say that if you have a certificate, you are not enough, go for a diploma. If you don't have a diploma, if you have a diploma, you are not enough, go for a degree. If you have a first degree, go for an honors. If you have honors, go for a PhD. And you see that it is good to acquire those, but now if we acquire those at the expense of the mission, so a lot of people are busy in the academic world. A lot of people are busy into the business world.
Yes.
A lot of people are busy, but into the entertainment world. There is a lot that is actually. So now, Jesus sent his 70 disciples. Luke chapter 10. I'm going to read Luke chapter 10, verse 1. It reads as follows. After these things, the Lord appointed 70 others also, and sent them 2 by 2 before his face into every city and every place he himself was about to go. Now, he sent them. Verse 2, then he said to them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. Now, so he sent them for a mission. Now, I will quickly go to verse 17, which reads as follows.
Yes.
Then the 70 turned with joy, saying, Lord, even the demons are subject to us in your name. Now, Brother Blessy, if there's something that is troubling us today, we are losing a lot of members.
Yes. Very true.
People are going where they are told about what will happen tomorrow. People are going where they are seeing people are rolling because of demons.
Yes.
People are spitting snakes. People are now turning like snakes. Demons. People want to be told, fire, they fall there. In other words, let me cut it short like this. People want to experience the power which they believe it is the power of God.
Yes. They say they want to feel the spirit.
Exactly.
Spirit.
They want things that they can see, they can feel.
Yes.
The reason is that they feel that God doesn't have power. God cannot act with his people within the Adventist church. That's what people think.
Yes.
And yet, if you look at verse 17, it says that when Jesus sent them, the demons were under them. Meaning that when you are on the work, when Christ was here on earth, if you check, when he was going to different cities, he would meet people. You remember with the Pharisees, is it Matthew chapter 12, that one with the withered hand? He healed him. Jesus was on a mission.
Yes.
When Christ was John chapter 5 at Bethsaida, Jesus was on a mission. That's how he healed this guy who was at that inside for 38 years.
Yes.
When Jesus was on a mission, that's when he performed a lot of miracles.
Yes.
So all I'm trying to say to our viewers, if you want to experience the power of God, if you want to experience the touch, the special touch of Jesus, be on a mission. Not only on a mission on the pulpit. Yes, on the pulpit it is good. But do the works of mercy. If someone needs clothing, if someone needs a verse to encourage them, if someone needs help, if someone needs a Bible discussion, when you are doing that, you always see the miracles of God. So I think, not as to say that I'm very good at that, but I have passion for that. I have passion for that. And my brother, if you find time, I can even share with you some testimonies on another day. But what I can tell you, I've seen a lot that God has done to me and to other people being on this mission.
That's powerful.
Yes.
That's powerful. No, thank you very much, Brother Aaron. Just before we close, what word of encouragement would you love to give to our fellow Adventist members out there? Not just to the Adventist members, but even to those that will be watching, those that are listening to us right now, who are watching this discussion. The words of encouragement in this Christian journey, in this Adventist family, in this Adventist journey where we are waiting for the second coming of Christ. What words would you give to our beloved brothers and sisters?
Thank you, Brother Blessy. What I can say is that there's something that we cannot run away from. The truth is that we are living in the end days.
It's true.
Everything, and even a non-believer can tell, and things are happening. They may not really tell what exactly will happen, but they can see that things are happening to the extent that this world is fast losing its value. It is now about to change. We are about to see the new administration, which is the administration of God, the Father, God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We are going to see that Jesus is coming.
Very
so you may be going through trials. There may be a lot that is happening, but keep on soldiering on. And the other thing that you can do to occupy yourself soldiering on, read your Bible, share with others. If you read your Bible, Leviticus chapter 14, verse 6 to 12, it talks about sharing the good news. So share the good news. Tell people about the soon coming Christ. Tell people about the goodness of God. And also, by so doing, you are healing the wounds. You are giving people the hope that how best we can encourage each other this journey. Read the Bible. Pray, not only to pray when you have problems. Keep on praying. You read the Bible, and also go into the mission field. The mission field is for everyone. So I'm not going to read. I'm just going to share Revelation chapter 14, verse 6 to 12. It talks about a special message that is supposed to be shared in the world. So when we are sharing this message, when we live according to the commandments of God, When we invite Christ in us, wherever we are, God is going to stand with us. So you must not be surprised by what is happening these days. It is the sign of the last days. Those things have to come to pass, so that we see Christ's second coming. And may God richly bless you as you continue to worship God. No one must discourage you. Keep on working for Christ, and God will richly bless you.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Brother Aaron Chikuni. It was very great having you and listening to you. It was really wonderful. Like I said, I wish we even had the whole day just listening to your testimony, to your story, because there is more to your story.
Yes.
And it's really a great thing. To our viewers, to our listeners, it was wonderful having you. And we say that may the Lord richly bless you. Don't forget to visit our site always. Press on the like button, press on the subscribing button. Follow us. And more is yet to come on this panel of discussion. We are here in Ongwediva Seventh-day Adventist Church. So more will come. May the Lord bless you. And please do share the video with others, even those who are not Adventists, because a testimony might just serve as a testimony and a message to someone that is out there who is seeking for the Word of God and who wants to have an encounter with Christ. May the Lord richly bless you. Thank you very much, Brother Chikuni.
Thank you.
Next
so
time,
much,
we'll hear more of those wonderful stories.
Thank you.
And I believe everyone who is out there is also willing to hear more of these testimonies.
Thank you.
May the Lord bless you.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Without trials in life, I may never bow in prayer, and I may never